everybody. It is July 25th, 2017. First, I want to send my sincerest condolences to the family of Marine Corps Corporal Dan Baldessar of Colts Neck, New Jersey. He is a brother New Jerseyan. His plane crashed. It was a refueling plane, I believe, if I got the facts right, in Mississippi. And he and 16 of his fellow Marines were also killed. And first of all, I do send my sincerest condolences to all the families, but particularly Jersey native Dan Baldessar. I am so sorry, family, for what you have lost. And the only thing I could say, I hope I am living a life worthy of his sacrifice. Rest in peace, my brother. And turning back to government affairs, I want to talk about God damn it, the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions. I was so happy when Trump picked him to be the Attorney General. And now I am more than disappointed, and I'm looking forward to the day that Donald Trump gives him the "you're fired" and kicks him the fuck out. And I know Trump's not happy about the fact that he's going to recuse himself from some cases that Trump said if he knew he was going to recuse himself, he would have never have hired him on as Attorney General. But I'm also against the man for civil asset forfeiture, which he's a big fan of because it funds law enforcement off the illegal and unconstitutional confiscation of the citizens' wealth and property. And another thing that I don't like about him is he's got a big heart-on to bust everybody that's partaking in marijuana production and smoking. I haven't partaked in almost 20 years, but I do still feel that it constitutionally is the right of a citizen to smoke marijuana, to grow marijuana, to sell marijuana, to buy marijuana if they so wish. For the same reasons that we had to have an amendment to make alcohol illegal and an amendment to make it legal again is the same reason the drug laws in this country are a pack of illegal, unconstitutional bullshit. There should have been an amendment made that outlawed these substances. That was the legal way to do it. And that's what these leftist fucks don't understand. You want to outlaw something? You want to make gun restrictions? Do it by amendment. The legal and proper way to change our Constitution. I'm sick of this shit. Healthcare laws should be an amendment in the Constitution. Basically, all these laws should be amendments in the Constitution. We shouldn't have an EPA, an NEA, a DEA, an ATF. We shouldn't have any of these alphabet fucking titles. These are all unconstitutional. I don't see Amendment 1 for any of these. That's what makes me sick. We, as a people, we should be in an uproar. Whether you support what they're doing or not, you should not be supporting the unconstitutional nature of how these things came about. That is my problem. You know, I'm not even going, oh, you don't want children to be educated. Well, I'll tell you what, children's been educated for hundreds, if not thousands of years on this planet before the NEA. And I didn't hear anything about how we're falling behind in education until the NEA. You should not be forced to pay taxes to put it into it's basically a child workhouse. It's a child government workhouse. Yeah, they might learn some stuff, but it's indoctrination. We should not be indoctrinating our children like this. Should there be a way for the poor, for the children to learn? Maybe. But that's still not, it's got to be by constitutional amendment. There's things I like. Personally, I like the idea of Social Security. I personally. But I don't like the fact that it was thrown on us without a constitutional amendment. And I don't like, see, what part of the problem is, these bureaucracies, like the Department of Agriculture, Department of Labor, the Environmental Protection Agency is a big one. These agencies gave our politicians, our congressmen, an out not to have to make proper laws. They could wash their hands of an unpopular law saying, hey, that's the agency. I didn't elect these fucking agencies to do shit. I elected my senator. I elected my congressman. And they're the ones that should be doing my bidding. The work for our state and the work for our country. Not these bureaucracies. I didn't elect any of them. They should be doing anything on my behalf. Whether good or bad, whether I agree with it or not. That's one of the main problems we're having in our country. We're being bled dry by bureaucracies that don't have to be accounted for by anybody. We let our politicians off the hook, and we don't go after them enough. Jeff Sessions, first of all, has got to go. Just based on he's going to chase people down for marijuana laws. He's going to enforce the federal law, whether the states want them to or not. We are definitely going to have a constitutional crisis with Jeff Sessions as Attorney General. I can almost guarantee it. He is going to step on some toes that he's going to wish he had not stepped on. And I do think there's going to be some hollers for secession for certain states. Because he's going to go into those states against their wishes, and he's going to bust marijuana growers, and he's going to bust buyers, he's going to bust sellers, he's going to try to shut down farms and stores, he's going to ruin tax bases for a lot of states that need it. And there's going to be all hell to pay. Sessions, do us a favor and step the fuck down on your own. But he's not. Trump, I implore you, fire that fucker. You can find somebody much better that'll prosecute to the fullest extent of the law the leftist fucks for all the illegal shit they've done. Obama needs to go to jail. Clinton needs to go to jail. Podesta needs to go to jail. Pelosi needs to go to jail. Maxine Waters needs to go to jail. There's a list. Fucking I can't even put my arms out that far. The list is that long of leftist Democrat fucks that need to go to fucking jail. It's too bad we can't execute them for treason. Well, we could, but we don't got the balls to. Well, anyway, I'm done for my fucking rant. It's time for me to do other things tonight. But again, my condolences. It's a terrible, terrible loss for Marine Corporal Dan Baldessar and his 15 members on that refueling transport that were killed in that crash in Mississippi. My honest and true condolences do go out to you, and I do mean it when I say, I hope I am living a life worthy of their sacrifice. Have a good day, everybody. Say a prayer for those men and women. Good night. By the way, it's been 6 months already since Trump's been elected. You haven't found anything near the level of treason or collusion with the Russians. There's no high crimes or misdemeanors for impeachment. Why don't you just give it up already? Because there is nothing there. You prove it time and time again. Your own leftist talking heads say there's nothing there. All you do is go with stories with what if and maybes and basically telling stories, fictional stories, hoping that maybe they'll be true. But they're not. But I could show you leftist treason and collusion time and time again with Russia, with China, with Iran, and even in our own country with Fast and Furious. What about Libya and Benghazi? Yeah, there's a lot of fucked up shit the Democrats did that they should be answering for. Never mind Trump and the fucking Russians. Another thing why Jeff Sessions ought to go. He ought to be all over these motherfuckers, and they ought to be halfway to jail right now. They ought to be in orange jumpsuits, these leftist motherfuckers. Why aren't they, Sessions? Motherfucker. Sessions gotta go. Get somebody in there that'll knock some fucking leftist heads together and put them in jail where they belong.